Hello and good morning. We are in Istanbul. Just me. I'm gonna be here for the next 4 days. 4 days, and I'm gonna show you everything there is to see here. So I visited Istanbul in May 2022 with my mom. She enjoyed this visit very much, and all the attractions mentioned in this video were specifically planned using the tourist pass in Istanbul. So I hope these tips help you plan your next trip to Istanbul. I'm gonna be using the Istanbul Tourist Pass. I just got it this morning. I had breakfast and now I'm up and running, going to explore everything that this pass has to offer. So stick with me, and I'm gonna show you the best way to use your pass and how to make the most use of it, because not everything is as simple as it seems. Let me show you my wonderful view from my balcony. Can anyone guess where that is? You know the place? Yes, it's in beautiful Istanbul. So we stayed at this beautiful hotel, which is right in the touristic center of Istanbul, close to all the mosques and all the touristic attractions. I'm gonna link it in the description. The place was absolutely stunning. We had a great time here. The breakfast was really good, and the staff was extraordinary, extremely attentive and nice, made us feel very comfortable. I do recommend this hotel. This was not a paid collaboration. If you're planning a trip to Istanbul, you gotta check out the Bosphorus Boat Tour. This is a super cool laid-back cruise that sails around the Bosphorus Strait, which, if you did not know, is the waterway that separates Europe and Asia. So whether you're a history buff, a sightseeing enthusiast, or just looking for a chill way to spend an afternoon, the Bosphorus Boat Tour is definitely one of the best choices to get an overview of what Istanbul has to offer. So during this boat tour, you'll catch sight of some of the most amazing landmarks that the city has to offer, including the DOLMABAHCE Palace, the European-style palace of the last Sultan, TOPKAPI Mosque, one of the most beautiful mosques in Istanbul with a magnificent interior design, Rumeli Fortress, a 15th century fortress with multiple towers, Maiden's Tower, a tower in the middle of the strait which was under renovation at the time of this visit, and of course the Bosphorus bridges. You'll get to see the 15th of May Martyrs Bridge and the Fatih Sultan Mehmet Bridge. And Beylerbeyi Palace, the summer residence of Ottoman Palace on the Asian side. These are just a few highlights, but you also get to see plenty of waterfront mansions, historic buildings, and stunning panoramas of Istanbul's skyline. Enjoy! Also known as Sultan Ahmet Mosque, this architectural marvel is famous for its 6 minarets and beautiful blue Iznik tiles that adorn the interior. If you're roaming around Istanbul, you cannot miss the Blue Mosque. The Blue Mosque is one of Istanbul's crown jewels and is perfect for anyone looking for a mix of culture, history, and awe-inspiring beauty. Don't forget to bring your camera. You want to capture every moment. Once you step inside, you'll be amazed by the grand, light-filled interior, intricate design, and peaceful atmosphere. It's like stepping into another world. Just a heads up, when you visit, you'll need to dress modestly and take off your shoes, as this is an active place of worship. But do not worry, they provide cover-ups and shoe bags, so you're all set.
So we just visited the Blue Mosque, or how the Turkish call it, the Sultan Ahmed Mosque. Unfortunately, as you can see, they're still doing the renovation work. They started like 6 years ago and they still haven't finished yet. Luckily, if you go inside, you're able to see the dome, which is a beautiful blue tile dome. And it has been uncovered in February 2022. But other than that, there's not much to see. There's still a lot of scaffolding, and basically if you go after 9:30 or 10, like right now it's about 10, it's already kind of crowded. So later I think it will get crazy. Definitely worth the visit. The entrance is free if you get the Istanbul Tourist Pass. You will also get a free guide, like tour guide. It will explain a bit about the mosque. It will take about 20 minutes, but you have to be here at a specific time, like 9 a.m. right next to the mosque. Yeah, nice. You have to see it.
A UNESCO World Heritage Site, Hagia Sophia is a former church and now mosque, renowned for its magnificent dome, Byzantine mosaics, and rich history. If you're in Istanbul, you absolutely gotta check out the Hagia Sophia Mosque. This place is not only stunning, but also has a super fascinating history. So get this, it was originally built as a mosque, then it became a Christian church, then a mosque again, then a museum, and since 2020, it's back to being a mosque. Talk about a roller coaster, right? So now here's the cool part. Since it's a mosque again, you can visit it for free. But let me tell you, I had an amazing time with the guided tour that's included with the Istanbul Tourist Pass. The guide really brings the history to life, point out so many hidden things that reveal that the mosque was once a Christian church and a museum and everything else. So you learn a lot more than just by walking alone on your own. I strongly recommend that you go on this tour. Otherwise, the mosque is really impressive, but you might miss some of its most interesting details. Of course, if you're exploring Istanbul, you've got to make time for TOPKAPI Palace. This place is dripping with history and it's seriously impressive. For over 400 years, it was the main residence and administrative headquarters of the Ottoman sultans. Can you imagine the stories these walls could tell? One of the most interesting facts about TOPKAPI Palace is that it's actually made up of a bunch of different buildings and courtyards. It was built in the 15th century, but over time, sultans added their own touches, making it a fascinating mix of architectural styles. Now, when you visit, you'll get to see some seriously cool treasures. For instance, there's the TOPKAPI dagger, which has a whopping 3 emeralds on its hilt, and the mind-blowing 86-carat spoonmaker's diamond. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. But here's a little insider tip. Don't miss the harem. It costs extra, but if you have the time, go for it. This was where the Sultan's wives, concubines, and children lived, and it's full of stunning rooms like the Imperial Hall with its jaw-dropping tile work and golden decorations. What's also really impressive in the palace, in my personal opinion, is the Sultan's chair, or better said, bed. The Sultans here like to be really comfortable, so you'll get to see the beds that served as a throne for the sultans. Also, you'll get to see one of the first versions of the Quran. The queue to see it was really long, so I skipped it. If you get here early, you might get a better chance of seeing it. Looking for a magical evening in Istanbul? Then you gotta check out the Bosphorus dinner cruise. This tour is included in your Istanbul Tourist Pass. So imagine this, you're cruising along the Bosphorus Strait with the glittering lights of Istanbul's skyline reflecting off the water. It will be a night that you'll never forget. Okay, so it's not just about the food and the views. To be honest, this was more a bit of a budget cruise. The dinner was okay, but not something to rage about. However, the dinner cruise also features some of the most fantastic live entertainment that I've seen in a while, like traditional Turkish music and dance performances, and you might even feel the urge to join in and dance. The cruise takes you past some of Istanbul's most iconic landmarks, like the DOLMABAHCE Palace, the Bosphorus Bridges, the Maiden's Tower, all beautifully illuminated against the night sky. Is the perfect backdrop for a romantic evening or a fun night out with friends. I was here with my mom and we had a blast. While the food, as I said, is nothing special, the experience was fun and the views were really pretty. One of the most memorable moments was the lively entertainment and breathtaking views for sure. And the best part is that they provide free pickup and drop off if your hotel is in the center of the city, like ours was. So actually it was hassle-free and they got us back to our hotel before midnight. However, do know that they also offer a lot of extra services that will cost you extra. For instance, if you want alcoholic drinks, you'll have to specify that at the time of the booking. You'll have to book your experience one day in advance and pay it then. If you decide that you want alcoholic drinks at your dinner, when you arrive, it will be a bit more expensive. Also, there is a photographer running around and taking pictures of everybody, so they will try to sell you that picture at the end of the tour. If you're a fan of shopping, you've got to make your way to Istanbul's Grand Bazaar. This place is like a treasure trove with over 4,000 shops packed into its winding lanes and colorful alleys. It's one of the largest and oldest covered markets in the world, and trust me, you'll find something amazing around every corner. So here's the deal. The Grand Bazaar is a shopper's paradise with loads of unique items you won't find anywhere else. Looking for some gorgeous Turkish ceramics? They got you covered. How about intricately woven carpets that will make your home feel like a sultan's palace? They've got those too. But it doesn't stop there. You'll find shops overflowing with vibrant textiles, shiny gold and silver jewelry, aromatic spices, and even handmade leather goods. And if you're into antiques, you'll be in heaven. Now get ready to haggle, because bargaining is all part of the fun at the Grand Bazaar. The shopkeepers are friendly and they'll be more than happy to chat and help you find the perfect souvenir or gift. If you're in Istanbul and love history, architecture, and all things grand, then you've got to visit the DOLMABAHCE Palace. This place is seriously stunning. I mean, it was the lavish home and administrative center of the Ottoman Empire in the 19th century, so you know it's gonna be something special. DOLMABAHCE Palace was built between 1843 and 1856, and it's a beautiful mix of European and traditional Ottoman styles. The palace designer, Balyan, really went all out, creating a jaw-dropping waterfront masterpiece that will leave you in awe. Now, when you step inside, you feel like you've entered a world of opulence and elegance. The palace is filled with luxurious furnishings, glittering chandeliers, including one that's the world's largest Bohemian crystal chandelier, and breathtaking frescoes. But heads up, you're not allowed to take pictures inside, so you'll have to store those stunning visuals in your memory. And honestly, it's kind of nice to just take it in all without worrying about snapping the perfect shot. Also, the fact that I had the Istanbul Tourist Pass allowed me to see this palace with a tour guide, which made the experience even more memorable. If you're in Istanbul and looking to experience the vibrant and rich culture of Turkey, then you've got to catch a traditional Turkish dance show with the Istanbul Tourist Pass. You have two awesome options to choose from depending on the day you want to book: the mesmerizing whirling dervishes or the lively traditional dances. I went to the traditional dance show, and let me tell you, it was an unforgettable experience. My mom also loved it very much. The performance featured a bunch of different dances from various regions of Turkey, showcasing the country's diverse cultural heritage. But not only that, they also have international dances, which made it even more special. The dancers were incredibly gifted, and their energy and passion were totally contagious. I loved every moment of it, and the best part, you can take pictures and even videos of the performance to share with your friends and family back home. Just remember not to use the flash, as it can be distracting for the performance. So if you want to immerse yourself in the captivating world of Turkish dance and music, be sure to book one of these fantastic shows that's included with your Istanbul Tourist Pass. It's an unforgettable experience that will leave you with a deeper appreciation for Turkish rich cultural tapestry. This is a half-day trip which is included with your Istanbul Tourist Pass. You'll need to book it 1 day in advance. The half-day trip includes a trip with the Pirloti cable car, a visit to the Ayub Sultan Mosque, and 1 hour at the Miniaturk. So as you can see, this is the first stop on the hill. The views of the city are really beautiful. You can see the mosque, you can see a bridge, and it's a place for a chill walk, pictures. Very nice. We really much enjoyed it. Unfortunately, during this half-day trip, the guide that we had did not speak English, so she was mainly assigned with us going places, but not a lot of explanation was offered. Nevertheless, it was a very enjoyable tour. Then to get off the hill, you get in this cable car, which is included. Actually, it's part of the public transport system in Istanbul, but since we were on a half-day trip with the Istanbul Tourist Pass, this trip was provided by them, so we did not have to pay extra. The cable car provides some beautiful views over the city, and it was really nice. However, we were a bit cramped inside. After we got out of the cable car, we reached this touristic place, which is the Ayub Sultan Mosque. This is a pilgrimage site for Muslims from all over Turkey, and you will find here a very peaceful atmosphere. People are praying. It's a very interesting place to visit, even if you're not religious. Of course, you have to take your shoes off, as with any mosque. Again, don't forget to bring your scarf because you will need to cover your head if you're a woman. Actually, it's better to always have a scarf with you when in Istanbul. You never know when you need it. The next stop is at Miniatürk, the open air museum, which is basically like fun stroll to Turkey's memorable sites and buildings. You'll see here the famous places in Istanbul, but also in from other places in Turkey. Here is the Blue Mosque and all sorts of other constructions. You'll also see stuff from Cappadocia and other places. A very nice destination and touristic stop, especially for families with children. Even during our trip, there were many school tours, so there were a lot of groups of scholars everywhere, small children, families, but more specifically classes, taking them on a field trip. They seemed to have a great time here, so they were really happy. However, I felt like the entire place was up to capacity with all those tours from schools. If you're in Istanbul and looking for a place with breathtaking views and rich history, make sure you also visit the Galata Tower. This medieval stone tower has stood tall since the 14th century and is one of the city's most iconic landmarks. Built by the Genoese in 1348, Galata Tower has served many purposes over the centuries. From a defensive watchtower to a fire lookout tower, today it's a popular tourist attraction, and for a good reason, because once you climb up to the top, you'll be rewarded with the 360-degree panoramic views of Istanbul that you won't find anywhere else. I did not have the time to visit this place as there are always long queues to get up, especially during morning and sunset when the magical golden light fills up the entire city. However, this is included in your tourist pass, and if you get there at the right time, you will find yourself enjoying the most beautiful place in Istanbul. Another place to visit in Istanbul, which is included with the Istanbul Tourist Pass, is the Museum of Illusions. This is a fun and unique experience, so even if it's more of a family and children attraction, trust me, it's a blast for visitors of all ages. I went with my mom and we had such a great time exploring the museum together. It's not huge, but it's packed with cool illusions and interactive exhibits that will leave you scratching your head. If you want to rub shoulders with the stars, well, sort of, then you've got to visit the Madame Tussauds Museum in Istanbul. This world-famous wax museum has a location right in the heart of Istanbul, and it's the perfect place to have some fun and snap photos with your favorite celebrities, both Turkish and international. So what's cool about the Madame Tussauds Istanbul is that you've got a fantastic mix of figures, and you also get to see some Hollywood A-listers and legendary musicians. I went with my mom, she loved it. She took pictures with at least half of the wax statues, and we had so much fun striking poses and getting up close and personal with the life-like figures. So if you're looking for an entertaining experience in Istanbul, be sure to add this to your itinerary since it's already included with the Istanbul Tourist Pass. So is the Istanbul Tourist Pass worth it? Based on my action-packed 4-day adventure, I'd say it's definitely worth it, with so many incredible attractions included, like the Bosphorus Boat Tour, TOPKAPI Palace, a traditional Turkish dance show, and even Madame Tussauds. Now, do note that the pace was intense, but the great thing about the pass is that it allows you to make the most out of your time in Istanbul. For more tips on how to use this pass, do check the link in my description to my blog, where I put extra tips on how to plan your trip to Istanbul and how to make the best use out of the Istanbul Tourist Pass.